How's it going, everybody? It's Nova, and welcome back to another episode from the KerPOWcraft server. It is episode number 15, and we're starting off this episode at the villager sorter that we made last episode. And in fact, last episode, it did not look like this, because we've been doing a little bit of work in between the episodes. That's right, I have filled up the villager sorter with all white coats. 25 white coats. Not all of them are librarians. You can actually see that there's cartographer on here, and yeah, every cartographer sign links up to a cartographer villager. But on these other signs, I have all of the book trades that are available for all these librarians. And I even have the cheapest ones. Like here, this one has Silk Touch, which is awesome. But there's another one that has Silk Touch and it's cheaper. Where is... yeah, right here. See, it says Silk Touch, cheap. Some of these other books I really don't know, like Companion or Rage and Transport. I mean, these are... like, Punish. I honestly have no idea. We do have one that has Infinity, and actually I think we have two of them that have Infinity. Where is... it's hard to read small words. Actually, I don't think I've made a sign for Infinity. Which one is cheaper? This one has it for 19 emeralds. And... oh, they're right next to each other. This one has it for 16 emeralds. So I'm gonna edit this sign and put cheap right next to this Infinity. So that should be the one that has the cheapest one. And it's not really too annoying to get, you know, the Infinity enchantment, especially when it only really works with the bows, and you have the AFK fish farm, which is fairly easy to get Infinity bows, but you never know. It could just be one of those things that you want to get. But anyway, we are gonna probably rest, if we can, get rid of this rain, and then we will continue on with what we are going to do next. So the main thing that I want to focus on today is working on the base. Because we have definitely been neglecting the base a whole lot, and hi, Mr. Deadbush. But yeah, there needs to be a little bit more work done on this. We've spent a lot of our time working on the villager breeder and the sorter and the farms. None of them are actually over there, but like, you know, the finish line thingamajig and, you know, a bunch of collabs and stuff like that. So we, you know, I've had a lot of plans that I've wanted to do for the base, but I keep kind of going off and doing my own thing, and that's probably not the best idea. I kind of wanted to focus on the pattern of like doing part of the base and then doing something else. That was nice, but obviously that did not happen. So today we are going to be focusing on this, because, well, either everyone's base is done, or, you know, still being worked on but pretty much almost done, or they are a lot more ahead than I am, and we got to catch up to them fairly quickly. So one of the things that we're going to be doing is we're going to be fleshing out what will be the next, you know, rooms. Because, I mean, we did actually technically work a little bit on the base. We put up some walls, but we are gonna... whoa. Oh, of course. This is the flag of Lost. Yeah. We're going to remove these, because... we only fly one flag here, and I'm realizing that it's not actually anywhere, but it's this flag. This is the flag of us. Rawr. This is the flag of the Rubaltus Kingdom. We are the kingdom in the middle of a lava pit? Is that what that is? Or the sun? I don't even know. But yeah, that's our flag. No other trespassers shall come. You shall pay, Lost. But I'm kind of too lazy to actually make some payback, so... yeah, we're not going to care about that too much, because all he did was really put some flags, so let's not be too hasty here. But I do want to focus on the rooms. Like I said before, we put up the walls, and I'm probably going to make a few more doorways, but yeah, the only room that we've actually worked on is this room over here. And yeah, we have our little micro farm, which we might place in a different area, because... or... we might place it, like, on a pedestal up here somewhere. I don't know. We'll figure this out. But we have the storage here for the farms, and I have not harvested these farms in a while. But that's fine. We are not in super need of dire of food. But yeah, we still have 3 like rooms that are totally empty. So we are gonna work on finishing up all the rooms. I'm not sure how if we're gonna finish them all today in this episode, but I want to try to at least lay out some plans so that we can get a good idea of where this base is going. Because so far it's a roofless base that looks like a giant square. And I have a lot of plans that I actually haven't talked about yet. So hopefully we can work on figuring out how to make this base look awesome. But before we do that, we are going to grab the war box because we have 128 levels. I'm sure you guys are watching this video like, oh my god, 128 levels, why is he not talking about it? Well, yeah, I kind of forgot about that. We should not be walking around with this many levels because if we die, we lose pretty much almost all of them. So we are going to be working on getting some more enchantments to fill our war box. And our war box is basically for the backup armor. Let's say we die in the end or in lava and we lose all of our stuff. This will be basically here for backup. And I actually dyed this elytra blue and named it the Turbo Jetstream because Whapow actually gave me these elytra because I lost my elytra in the end, but it wasn't actually my fault. I went through the end portal and it apparently just teleported me right above an area where there was no island, kind of like how it glitched me before into, a totally different end island from the main one. But this time there was no island, and I fell into the end and died. So he was nice enough to give me, the elytra, and he called it the Flying Fish. And he also called my sword Wave Cutter. And Wave Cutter brought me a little bit of influence to name these wings the Turbo Jetstream. So this might become our new wings for now, but I mean, it doesn't really matter because they're not really different, they just died differently. Alright, so that is done. Got a bunch more enchantments, and now we are at level 6. Alright, so how big do we want this one? I'm literally going to treat this as we're actually giving him a bathroom.
Yeah, this could be great. It'll be like every king needs a throne, right?
We should probably get some this isn't really private at the moment. We need some walls.
Yeah, we'll start with the toilet. We'll pick a spot for the toilet since that's the feature. We'll put everything else in around it.
We should get a gold block and put it on top of the gold block. There's the gold block of which we rest the toilet upon.
Alright.
So he has to step up to get to it.
We'll just make him some nice little stepping stool or something.
Oh yeah.
Where'd my tank go? Give me back my tank. No. Oh no.
Where would the sink go? Or just put it against the wall. You wash your hands while you're looking out the window.
Yeah.
There's a faucet. Oh man. The faucet kind of clips into the glass pane. Oh well.
It's too late to move it now. Alright, and I brought some sea lanterns with me.
Nice.
Think he's got anything in the above us? Think we're gonna get that lucky?
There's a roof. Nice. I don't have enough.
Nope. It's cool, but it's pretty much just a transparent piece of glass. That won't work.
Alright, so how much quartz is that? I got a stack of quartz ore. Should be good. Gotta make more of these DecoCraft doors.
Some of them are nice. Some of them are very, very gaudy. Hard to make them fit into anything. But I like the wooden ones that have the spaces in the wood.
What else will go in here? Oh, a bathtub. Oh yeah. There's a clawfoot bathtub.
Awesome.
There's a hot tub too. This one's not that big.
Oh, very reasonable. Can you sit in it?
Oh, actually, I don't know. Yeah. Wait, I think two people can sit.
Hydrated.
2 people can sit in here.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. That's not good.
Close. No, I'm getting out here.
We need to make some fine posters.
And I want a flower in a flower pot.
But the smell, right?
Yeah. Maybe a candle. I'll put a candle in there so you can light a candle.
There we go. Gotta have a very important item though. A plunger. You know, just in case.
That is very important. I never would have thought of that.
Gotta have his toothbrush. And, I hate that it takes the pain, like, takes the pain away.
Yeah, it's frustrating. So we wouldn't have that problem if we could switch it for blocks, but then the windows won't match all the rest of the windows in the space, it seems.
Yeah. There we go. Gotta have his soap holder.
Beauty. I got the sign put up too, so then now everybody knows where the pipes go.
Pipeline to Philanthus. Let's try this. Well, there's the creeper. But you can't see it.
It's weird that I wish it wasn't random. I wish there was a way you could pick.
Right.
Because the creeper above the sink would be awesome. Oh wait, go back and look at me. Go back and look at me for a second. There you go. Perfect. Bam.
Yeah. The water going.
I think we did a great job. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Hello everybody, this is Hydro the Builder, and welcome back to another episode of KerPOWcraft. Today we just constructed 2 amazingly glorious buildings behind us. We got the coal skyscraper and the iron skyscraper. That's right, I'm making amazing stuff over here. I also built something I like to call the precious pyramid. That's right. It's basically just a pyramid made out of precious ores like diamond and gold and other red, blue, and purple sparkly stuff. Gotta love that sparkly stuff. But recently, the government has been all over me to get rid of these horrible, horrible buildings. I thought that they were actually pretty good looking, but everyone else tells me that they look horrible. They are just a bunch of eyesores. So, I guess I ain't got no other choice but to take them down. That's right. They're gonna go down in a furious explosion.
I'm just joking. We're not gonna blow it up with TNT, but we are gonna mine it with this fortune pickaxe that we have. Usually what I do when I go into the mines is I'll take this Silk Touch pickaxe, Mr. Piglet over here, and I'll take him down in the mines, and I will go and I'll mine up as much as I can with him, and then I'll bring him back and use this other diamond pickaxe that I have that has Fortune 3 on it, and I'll basically mine all of this stuff with it so that I get more drops. Just like this. That didn't look as good as I thought it would, but... And we missed a lot. Whoops. Basically, I'll just go like this. Yeah. Oh, there's still some stuff up there. Yeah. And the same goes for this iron dude. And that guy as well. And here is all of that haul, in case you guys were keeping count. It's basically a lot more than I could fit in one single chest. So, yeah, got a decent amount of lapis, got a bunch of coal, and a decent amount of iron. That's exactly what we were looking for. Some gold, 25 diamonds, a couple of these little gems, and yeah, that's pretty awesome. So, does something look different? That's right, I have finally made this floor into a design that looks like the floor of the other rooms. Finally, I got my lazy butt and actually changed this marble floor to be a design that suits the build a bit better. And I have also set up exactly what I want to do or put into the other rooms. Now, this room for some reason already has a skeletal horse. Don't know why, but either way, this is the clue for this room to the north. Now, this one is a smaller room, so it's probably not going to have a whole lot going on, but I do like these X-tone blocks. See, as long as they're type 1, see, this is Vect type 1, but I can change this, like before, by holding shift and rolling the mouse wheel. But as long as it's on type 1, you can basically chisel it to be any other X-tone. So it would kind of be annoying to store every single X-tone in its own drawer. So we're basically just going to use all of the different X-tones and store them in one drawer here. But the rest of this space is going to be stored, like, you know, for other blocks, like, you know, these factory blocks or laboratory blocks. I even have some of this, where is it? So this lava stone. And, you know, I have some orange concrete because, you know, if I dump water on this accidentally, it turns into orange concrete. I have randomly brown glazed terracotta. I have red sandstone. I have a bunch of just kind of random building blocks that don't necessarily fit in this main storage area. And most of these are building blocks, and, you know, a lot of them are just the colored wools and clay and concrete powders and glass panes, most likely. So that's what this room is going to basically be. It's going to be a glorified building block storage room. So that's kind of what I want this room to be. And I've actually already planned out the other two rooms. I'm probably not going to be working on them just yet. But this room over here, this room, the only thing I actually have planned for this room is it's going to be I'm going to have like an automatic, you know, smelting furnace array here. So if I need anything to be smelted, like glass or pretty much anything, I could just put it in here and it'll get smelted super quickly. Other than that, this might also be where I place a bunch of, like, you know, these pieces of armor in this chest and these weapons over here in this chest. Kind of like more of the, like, mainly dungeon tactics mod stuff. You know, maybe I'll have a bunch of armor stands, or maybe I'll even create some armor equipping stations, so that, let's say I want to get into, like, my hardcore, super hardcore armor, just go get in here and it'll switch out, you know, the armor I'm wearing, and, you know, stuff like that. This other room, which is going to prove to be quite a bigger task than the rest of them, is basically going to be kind of a continuation of, you know, where these bookcases are going. As you guys can tell, I get a lot of books from the fish farm, and I spend a lot of time at the fish farm, so that means that I can definitely get a lot of books on a daily basis, pretty much. And I have this enchantment table here because I actually finally made an enchantment table. I have not had an enchantment table. I didn't even have this enchanter advancement. Enchanting an item in an enchanting table. That's I've never done that because I basically just used the enchanted books from the fish farm and, of course, the anvil. So I'm going to be making a lot more anvils, placing them up around here. I don't think there's going to be anything in this walkway. It's most likely going to be like an enchanting station over here. And then I honestly don't know, but I kind of want to make this kind of maybe a continuation, because we're probably going to continue the bookcases over here. But I also kind of want to make a small little library right here. That might be something that we do down the road, is kind of chronicle all of the different Kerpowians' history, all the different kingdoms' history. That would be some pretty cool stuff. Another thing I did was I thickened up the walls a bit, and by that I mean just like thickened it up a bit. I still actually have to do a little bit of thickening down here because technically you're not really supposed to see these blocks. These are just kind of like, you know, the ends to a means. I was too lazy to get rid of them, so now I've finally gotten rid of them. As you can tell, like, you would have usually seen all of the back sides of the drawers of the main room here, but I pretty much just thickened it so that it looks a little bit better, and you don't see all those, you know, drawers just kind of there. As for this area, this is basically like my inventory drawers right here. Like, as you can tell, I always carry a specific set of blocks, and I always put them in specific areas, and that would be stone, wood, you know, I usually carry dirt, but since we live in a, you know, like where there's a lot of terracotta, I use terracotta instead. Iron, torches, sticks, coal. This was my food source before Caesar gave me a bunch of these pancakes. And this, for some reason, was just because I didn't have enough room in the, you know, in this place. So pretty soon we won't need these, you know, these 4 furnaces at each side of the main room that we just, you know, we could just, if we ever go and get, you know, a nice, decent amount of iron, we could just come in here, place them in, you know, the furnace array, and it'll just go, woof, and it'll get all of them, and it'll smelt it up really quickly. So once we get rid of these furnaces, we should have more room to put some drawers. And once we get some of these other blocks out of here, like most likely these blocks will go over there, you know, we'll have more room for kind of like the main stuff. As for this stuff, this is gonna have to wait. Probably will go somewhere in another room, maybe past the Pam's HarvestCraft room. And this stuff is basically just a bunch of random stuff. It's just a bunch of other things that most likely I'll put in a room specifically, but just in like a little area, so it's not like the entire room. But that's kind of the plan. But for now, I want to make sure that we can have a storage area for all of the kind of other blocks that we don't necessarily always need. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you know, glass is something that we usually need, but like red stained glass, like we're never going to ever really need that most of the time, unless we have another project that involves like making something with red stained glass. So we could take that out. Same with the orange concrete powder. Even though that is part of the base maintenance, it's not necessarily like a block that needs to be in the main storage area, because, well, it's not really a block that I'm always trying to get, you know? Same with these X-stones and the factory blocks and these blocks right here. Other than that, we should probably be able to get that done pretty quickly. And then maybe we could try and start on reorientating all of these bookshelves, because that is a mess. I want to get this organized at some point, because this is crazy. Like I don't necessarily know how I would organize these, because they're not pure enchanted books. I don't know. We'll see how that works. But let's get started on this block area before we settle on that. Alright, so this is basically the extent that I have got in the time that I have to record. And I mean, these are actually really the only blocks that I was kind of trying to get out. I mean, you know, since you can't really turn stairs back into blocks, I think you can turn the slabs back into blocks, but I don't really know why, because most of the stuff is... I mean, I could probably turn these guys back into blocks if I did this. Yeah, see, they're not really transferable into... Yeah, I would rather keep them as slabs. Like, they could still be used as like purple blocks if I stack them. But yeah, so this is kind of the extent of what I got. I will definitely be organizing them, and I will definitely be adding, you know, enough drawers to go to the top, because these things can take a while to craft, and yeah. But that's pretty much this room done. I'm not really sure exactly if I were to put anything else in this room, other than this just being a glorified, you know, block storage room. I think that that's the best thing for this room, because, you know, we go over here, we have these 4 chests that need emptying, so they need to go into their own storage drawers somewhere else. And we have these chests, which actually I didn't even choose. So we have some red stained glass, we got some different colored wool, and some red sand, oh, and some orange stained wood. So, I mean, yeah, we'll definitely move that into this other room, but we have a bunch of junk chests around that I would like to get situated in different rooms, so that we can get this main room situated and have all of the different stuff fairly decently organized. You guys are probably wondering why I have an orange shield now instead of an iron one, and well, that's because this shield was just more fitting. I mean, I can basically, like, camouflage myself. Like, whew, where's the clownfish? But with all that being said, this is the end of the episode. If you like what you watch, click that like button. And if you want to see more, definitely subscribe. See you guys in the next episode.